Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wizard's Table podcast. I'm your host, Ken Allen, along with my beautiful co-host, Mistress B. How are you, sweetie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really great. Me and you had talked about it a little bit, and we decided, you know what? We didn't have anybody scheduled to come on tonight, so why not just come on here, talk about whatever. You know, I can talk about my bullshit. You can talk about your bullshit
Yeah, absolutely.
together and have fun and see what just happens, right?
hmm
So, it's not really anything planned tonight. We're just going to be on here having fun, talking. Uh, maybe take some questions from the audience or whatever. Also, I am going to do something that I think is going to be fun. It may scare some people, but whatever. We are going to read a little bit from the Satanic Bible tonight, written by Anton Szandor LaVey. Have you read it?
I haven't read it. No, I keep meaning to. I just don't have a copy and haven't gotten one yet.
It is so extremely cheap. It is ridiculous. Like almost every bookstore, you can find it there in like their new age section.
hmm
Also, obviously, you can order it online, and I think it's no more than like $8.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, yeah, it's $8. Now there is a hardcover you can get. Okay, of the Satanic Bible that's 953 some $953 and some odd cents, which is ridiculous amount of money.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's for collectors and shit.
Yeah.
I like to collect books. I definitely love hardbacks; they're my favorite, or hardcovers, whatever. But $953? No, 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 no. Now I do have a friend. And he says that. Hang on. What door?
Your
Oh,
office door.
nothing's coming through. Nothing's coming through. Everything's going to be cool. Um, but I do have a friend who I borrowed a book from. It was a book on Voodoo.
hmm
Actually, I'll show you one of the books that I borrowed. This is by a guy named E.A. Coetting. A lot of people may be familiar with him.
Yeah.
This is about Azazel. Okay, this is the hardcover, and I don't remember exactly, but this is like a $500 to $700 book. Okay,
Wow.
yeah, $500 to $700. Then you have the other volume, which is also about the demon Azazel.
Wow. That's
Again,
beautiful.
$500 to $700 book.
hmm
Some people are familiar with E.A. Coetting. E.A. Coetting is a occultist, a black magician, a black sorcerer. I like him. He's one of those guys you either hate or you like, hate or love, whatever. Usually there's no in between. I like EA. I don't give a shit what people think.
I think
So
I've read some of his stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the name sounds familiar.
yeah, he has a thing called BALG, BALG, Become a Living God.
Hmm.
BALG, Become a Living God. Probably can't see that. Maybe a little bit. So, um, but you know what? He makes money. He makes money off his magic. He makes money off his sorcery. He makes money off his books. Good.
Yeah, I mean, if you got it, flaunt it.
I say good. I say good for him. Yes, if you got it, flaunt it, do it. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. I've been doing it a long time, and I've done my research into who he is and what he does, and the guy's legit. So anyway, what have you been up to? Spells, casting, candle magic, whatever.
Been doing a lot of tarot recently. I got a new deck. I don't have it with me, but it's beautiful. The artwork on it is fantastic. So I've been doing a lot of divination just to figure out what my next step is because I got a lot of business propositions coming up that I need some guidance on.
Um, I am currently working on a pretty potent, in my opinion, uh, money drawing spell,
Yeah.
which I will utilize bay leaves, pyrite, cinnamon. a green candle. Doesn't have to be green. It could be gold. It could be silver. Whatever. It could be brown. You know,
Yeah.
or whatever you connect with. You know that. But I love using the pyrite. I love using the bay leaf, and the cinnamon.
Yeah.
Nutmeg is really good for money drawing. So is patchouli.
I didn't know that.
Patchouli is a money tree.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. The leaves of patchouli, you can add that to your candle magic. You can shred it up, tear it up, whatever, with respect, of course. Add it into your candle with your wax or whatever, and light your candle. Do your petitions to whomever, whatever, or to nothing. That's a good thing about a lot of folk magic. You don't have to petition anything. You don't have to petition any spirits. You don't have to petition any gods or God. You can just do your thing. But yeah, patchouli is great.
I haven't done patchouli yet. I've done my lucky green rice though.
How do you like that?
I liked it. It didn't work as strong as I needed it to. I only got like $40, but hey, $40 is $40.
Yeah, that's $40 you didn't have though, right?
Exactly.
I like lucky green rice. I like making it.
Yeah.
The process of making it to me is very powerful. It is so easy. Why don't you explain to everybody what lucky green rice is and how you make it? Because the basics are going to be the same.
Yeah, it's super easy. All you do is you dye some rice green, and when you're done and you let it dry a little bit so you don't make a mess, you just light a green candle on top of it. And I like to write the exact dollar amount that I'm hoping for on like a piece of paper or something and just burn it over the candle and let the candle burn all the way out.
And you made $40.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Brandon Crody from Paranormal in the Funhouse. Brandon says love from the Funhouse. We give that love back.
Mm-hmm.
Paranormal in the Funhouse.
Nancy says she needs a love spell, a health spell, and a money spell.
I mean, those things can be arranged.
You got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, those things can be done.
What do you think about love spells?
I don't think about love spells. I mean, if somebody asks me to do one on their behalf, I have no problem with it. Chris Carr, a money spell. Sounds super interesting. Ka-ching. Yes, ka-ching for sure.
Oh, yeah, they work.
And they do work. Okay, so the last money spell I did for me, I had $300 and something come in.
That's awesome.
Yeah. From somebody who felt so bad that they had borrowed money from me like 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I did this money spell. Then they contacted me out of the blue and they said, I really feel like I owe you this money. So they sent it through PayPal.
That's awesome. And I think the thing about the money spells, and really any spell that you need to remember, is that you may not get what you're looking for in the way that you expect. Kind of like when you wish on a genie's lamp. You know, they always say that you're going to get it, but there's going to be a twist to it. Well, you know, it might be $40, it might be $300, but it might not be, you know, you just finding a wallet or something. It might be somebody paying old debts. It might be you finding a coupon for something. So you got to keep your mind open when you're doing these things so that you don't feel disappointed and start doubting your magic.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know a lot of people who they go through stages of doubting their magic, doubting their abilities. When they start out, they're real gung-ho and they're full force and they're able to manifest so many things. But as soon as they hit some kind of obstacle or wall, they think the magic hasn't stopped working.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with the magic. Just sit back, be patient, and wait. Perhaps it has manifested already. Perhaps it has manifested in a different way that you are not accustomed to looking for or seeing it. So,
and sometimes it's in your best interest not to get it.
Sometimes, yeah, but greedy bastards like me, we want it anyway. So,
yeah.
But and when I do money spells or money drawing spells, I always use candles. So, candle magic is so diverse; it's so cross-cultural.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and there's so much that you can do with it.
Thank you, Brandon, for sharing. Hello, Robert. Somebody else said hello. Sandy Griffin. Hello, Mr. Spee and Ken Allen. Hello, Sandy.
Perfect. We got a nice group on tonight. Does anybody have any questions? Anyways, what are you up to, Ken?
So today I went and ate at a magnificent, wonderful seafood restaurant.
Yum.
And Jackson loved it.
Mm-hmm.
He loves shrimp. Spent too much money, but whatever. I love seafood. I could eat it 7 days a week. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's great, you know. So, I mean, and you being from Washington, you guys eat a lot of seafood too, right?
Yeah, we do. A ton.
What book should I get for a beginner? You want you want to take that one? Because
honestly, it depends on a lot of things. It depends on what kind of magic you're doing. It depends on where you are in your craft and what you feel pulled to. But honestly, no information is bad information. So I think, save for a few books that you really want to steer clear of, that I'm sure Ken could help elucidate on. Other than a few books, pretty much anything is going to help you. You can incorporate it into your practice. You can learn it all, and you'll find out which path really is suited for you the more you try.
Yeah. I mean, I could give names of authors and books and stuff like that. I just don't know. I don't know where a person is. You know, I don't know where they're at in what stage they're at in practicing magic. I don't know what stage they're at. Honestly, you know, and I've said this before, and some people don't like they don't want to hear it, but whatever. Scott Cunningham is great. Okay. Yes, it's Wicca, but Scott Cunningham, he gives a very basic layout for circle casting and working with the elements of the four directions: the east, which is air; the south, which is fire; the west, which is water; and the north, which is the earth. Scott Cunningham is a good place to start to get your bare basics, and then go from there.
Yeah, the elemental stuff is so important.
Yeah. You know, and the thing, okay, speaking of elementals, not only is there an element for every direction, but in a lot of systems of magic, there is an entity for each direction. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to get into it. Satanic Bible, Anton LaVey. Let me put the barrier up on the door. All right, barrier done. So, according to LaVeyan Satanism, which, by the way, is non-theistic Satanism, a lot of people don't know that. Anton LaVey didn't really worship the devil. He was an atheist. He just went through the pomp and circumstance of it or whatever. But according to Anton LaVey, the direction of the east was governed by Lucifer. The south was governed by Satan. Do you know what the west was, baby? Leviathan.
Ooh.
Yes, the great serpent Leviathan. And the north, the demon Belial. When, according to Anton LaVey, when he would start out doing a satanic ritual or a black mass or whatever, he would always call upon those four demons or entities. You know how, like, you call upon the four elementals to protect your circle. He calls upon these four demons: Lucifer, Satan, Leviathan, Belial, not for protection, but to empower what he's about to do.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because the Satanic Bible, some of it's really silly. Okay. It's not what people think it is. It's really not. I'm telling you, it's only like $8. All right. You're not going to go to hell if you buy it and read it. You're not going to burn up. You're not going to get struck by lightning. It's extremely cheap. Some of it's really goofy and really silly, and a lot of it reads like a pagan book, like a pagan instruction manual. All right. uh, so, all right, let's do this. Can you see that?
Yes.
The 9 satanic statements. All right, 9 satanic statements, kind of like the 10 commandment thing, whatever, you know, but they're called the 9 satanic statements. By the way, this right here, this symbol, do you know Dave Navarro has that tattooed right here?
That's so cool.
It is a cool looking symbol. That is the alchemical symbol for sulfur.
Oh.
That is the alchemical symbol for sulfur. It's really cool. But LaVeyan Satanists use it as a to represent the satanic cross.
Okay.
That's what they use it for. So the 9 satanic statements. All right, here we go, baby. The 9 satanic statements. Number 1, Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. Yeah. Number 2, Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams.
I'd
Number
like
3.
to delve into that one a little more before we go on.
Go ahead.
What does that mean, the second one?
Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. I think that's a strong stab at organized religion.
Well, I definitely agree, but I'm just trying to figure out what the disconnect is. It seems like he's saying that you have to live your life instead of living for some sort of spiritual salvation.
That's basically what he's saying. Yeah, he's saying a lot of what he says, not just with that statement, but in the whole book, is we are of the flesh, therefore live of the flesh.
Oh, okay.
You know, Anton LaVey was not really about spiritual things. He was like, we are of the flesh. His thing was, we are of the flesh, screw it, live of the flesh. Even though he didn't really literally believe in the devil, his thing was the devil, Satan, Lucifer, whatever, is the god of this world. And that's true. Even the Bible says that, right? Mm-hmm. He is the god of this world. He says, so you know what? He's the god of this world. We're in this world. So we might as well do his thing, Satan's thing. All right. I'll read it one more time. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. Okay. Number 3, Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit.
Wow.
I know, right?
He's not pulling any punches.
No. I realized this shit was created in 1966. So I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, I didn't.
1966. You know, so you can imagine the shock that people had back then. And it's 2020. It's 2021. People still have that shock when they see stuff like this.
That explains the satanic panic.
Yeah, of the what was it? The late 80s, and early 90s.
Yeah.
And you know, they really never found any proof whatsoever that all that crazy shit was going on. They never did.
Not surprised.
Even, and it's a fun fact, I love the X-Files. It's funny because I don't remember what season, I don't remember what episode of the X-Files, but even Scully, Gillian Anderson, who played Scully, she even mentioned on the X-Files one episode that the satanic panic was basically bullshit.
Wow.
So, yeah. All right. That was all right. So again, number 4, Satan represents, or number 3, Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. You got any more to say about that one?
No, just that it's real good.
I mean, this shit is good. Okay. It's good. The man was a genius. The man was ahead of his time. Some of it's silly, but so far, you know. All right. Number 4. And for those who may be tuning in, we are reading the 9 satanic statements from the Satanic Bible, written by Anton Szandor LaVey. All right. who, by the way, founded the Satanic Church of San Francisco in 1966. Number 4, Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates.
Whoa! Oh my God.
I mean, I agree. I agree.
No, I do too.
I'm not a.
That you should have to just love everybody because you have to. Like,
Right. I mean, that's not a reality. That's not real. Nobody loves everybody just because they have to.
yeah, that's how you get taken advantage of.
So yeah, Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. I don't love a fucking ingrate.
Mm-mm.
How many ingrates do you love, Mistress B?
None. I got too many of them. You want some?
How many ingrates do our audience love? Honestly, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
The man knows what he was talking about. All right. So that was number 4. I mean, that was that was number 4. All right, number 5. Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. That's simple. Does anybody really do that? Does anybody really turn the other cheek in any way, shape, or form?
I don't think so, because
you may in that moment, perhaps in that moment, but in your mind, you're wishing that bastard the worst you possibly can. You're hating. So you're not truly turning that cheek, right?
Yeah. Nobody does that.
Vengeance instead of turning the other cheek.
Plus, vengeance is more fun.
It always has been. Hollywood makes a lot of money off of vengeance. Conan the Barbarian, the original, the first one.
You gotta be a purist.
The original. I did like Conan the Destroyer. It was cool. So that's right. In the moment. All right. Number 6. Number 6. Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. Anything from you?
I think that that's so true. Like, you wanna make sure that you have people in your life that are gonna do good for you instead of people that are just constantly gonna put a drain on you.
Yes.
And I think that so many people are forced to be around people that they don't want to because of stupid things like, oh, your family, you have to be around them kind of thing. Or like, oh, well, you work with them, so you just have to deal with it. But
yeah. Well, you know what?
That's how that should work.
I'm just too old to give a shit. I won't deal with it anymore. I just won't do it. I won't deal with it. And neither will my husband. We don't give a fuck. We won't deal with it. And I've got family that I won't deal with.
Yeah, I do too. I have a lot.
So what is it? Laura Romaine said there. She says, because eventually you'll get that son of a. Bring it up. That's right, baby. That's right. And Sandy Griffith says, they all make sense to me. They do. They really, really do. This book is not what people thinks it is. It's really not. Sarah says, same here. Yes, or keep your mouth shut just because of the outcome. Yep. All right. We're going to go on to number 7 of the 9 satanic statements. Number 7. I have to kind of lean it because it's dark in here. Number 7, Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, who, because of his divine, spiritual, and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. And that shit is 100% true.
Oh yeah, we're predators. We may not have have claws and talons and stuff like that, but we're predators in so many other ways. Just the things that human beings are capable of doing to other human beings, and they use their intellect and their, our ability to communicate and our societal structure against people.
And the environmental damage.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm fucking real. I'm a realist. We are fucking up the planet. It's that simple. It really is, baby. I don't give a shit. Yeah. It's happening. We have caused more species extinction than any kind of natural disaster in the history of the existence of this planet.
Yeah. And we know that we're doing it. That's the worst part, is that we know that we're doing it, but because of greed and just trying to get as much as we can, as fast as we can, we don't care.
It's all about money. Follow the money. Jesse Ventura, he was the governor of Minnesota. Back in the 90s, I don't know the date. He used to have a show. He used to have this awesome show. You may still be able to find it on YouTube. He would be he calls shit out, all right? Jesse Ventura. If any of you guys who are watching, listening, whatever, get a chance, check out Jesse Ventura. I think his show was called Jesse Ventura Conspiracy Theory. Check that shit out. Now, the last I heard, he got so fucking fed up. He moved to Mexico.
Wow.
He moved to Mexico. He said, screw it. I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm done with the United States. I'm going to Mexico. Bye. So he left. Fine. Good. He has that right. I like Jesse Ventura. But yeah, he was the governor of Minnesota for a long time. And, he won that election with next to no money. In the political realm, it was next to no money. I think it was like $180-something thousand or some shit, that's nothing.
Not in the political world at all.
Right. But when being governor, he was exposed to so much shit, so much true conspiracy.
Yeah.
It blew his mind.
You peek behind the curtain and you see what's really going on. Chris Carr has an interesting comment. He says, the view of the Church of Satan, as I've been told, is that the ritual magic Anton wrote about were psychodrama. What are your thoughts on this?
Yes, I think it was psychodrama to put your mind in a state that is conducive for making change. Because Anton LaVey did believe magic could work. He did not use the terms subatomic particles, quantum physics, quantum theory, and shit like that. But he knew magic would work. Even though he was an atheist, he knew magic did work. So yeah, and of course that psychodrama does work. The human mind is a powerful thing.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, the phrase "you can do whatever you put your mind to" is literally true.
It is literally true. Yes. So I want to read that one more time. All right. The nine satanic statements. Number 7. Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, who, because of his divine, spiritual, and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. Sorry, I agree with it. Sorry, not sorry.
I do
all right.
Too.
Unless you got anything else to say about that one, I'll move on to number 8.
I think that it's important to note that this is in there, because so much of religion has been horrible to each other. I think that having this as one of its principles just kind of proves how completely, not necessarily evil, just backwards this is in compared to other religions. And I think that people see that backwardsness as being evil, but it's not. If anything, it's free will and it's logic and it's reason.
It is free will. It is logic and it is reason. And Christianity talks a lot about free will. But if you exercise that free will, what happens to you?
Normally you go to hell.
Robert, Christian hypocrisy knows no bounds. Absolutely 100% correct. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, by the way, say hello to Orobos, everybody.
I like that. That's awesome.
Orobos, the 55th Goetic spirit, the 55th demon of the Goetia. All right. Yeah, he is awesome. All right, number 8. Number 8. Satan represents all of the so-called sins as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. Yeah.
Basically what a sin is anything that you think would be fun is probably going to send you to hell.
What's that song? You can do whatever you like. You can do whatever you like.
I always say that if I'm going to hell anyways, I'm trying to upgrade to a queen suite.
Yeah, Kevin, my husband Kevin says he's driving the bus. So
perfect.
But, yeah. So again, number 8, Satan represents all of the so-called sins as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. You know, and if there's some things that if you don't, like repression, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of repression leads to some bad shit. Don't really want to get into Freud's stuff. I think Freud was a Satanist.
We'll
I do.
See.
No, I know. No, I said I think.
Oh.
I didn't say he was. I said I think he was.
Huh. I mean, he might have been. Who knows?
Well, by Anton LaVey's definition, he probably was.
Probably.
So, Laura Romaine says, "Yes, sir." Sound like my husband, girl. All right. And number 9, the last one of the 9 satanic statements. Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years.
That's it, though. It's all scare tactics. That's what all like organized religion is. It's like, if you don't do this right thing the way that we say it's right, you're going to a really bad place. And that's literally all of religion across the world and across time.
Yes, yes. Specifically, your monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, yeah, they.
But even some of the polytheistics, like you got to think
Yes.
about like Valhalla.
Well, okay, so Valhalla. But see, here's the thing about Valhalla versus Helheim. All right. Even all right. Well, okay. Just for the show, we'll concentrate on the Viking part of it. So if you died in battle, you died in war, you died by the sword or whatever, you went to Valhalla, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. But if you died what they called a straw death, you know what that means, right? A straw death means you died in your bed.
Oh, okay.
Then you went to hell, Hel, Helheim. Helheim was ruled over by a goddess named Hela. She was the daughter of Loki.
Mm-hmm.
But hell, Hel, hell, the abode, was cold and always dim and dark and twilight. But in the hall of Hela, the goddess, there were great feasts. The mead never ran out.
Interesting.
They feasted, they drank, whatever. Similar to Valhalla, but with Valhalla, you feasted every night. You had women every night. You had all the mead you wanted every night, but every day you would go onto the battlefields of Valhalla, and you would fight each other. The Einherjar, they're called the Einherjar. They would fight each other every day, kill each other, and then they would be resurrected into the Hall of Odin to again eat, drink mead, and have women. Eventually, that would turn into a hell too, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, that could definitely suck. But I mean, it's still, if you break it down into similar, it's still the same thing because to be a good Viking, you have to be a good warrior.
And to be a good warrior, you die in battle and go to Valhalla.
Exactly. Yeah. So it still kind of breaks down to that like fear tactic idea of if you don't do A, B is
Right.
going to happen instead.
Yes. Yeah, I see what you're saying 100%. Yeah. But Helheim doesn't sound so bad.
I think I'd rather go there.
Yeah, I mean, it's cold. I live in Florida. It's hot all the fucking time. So
Cold might be nice.
that would be nice. And, the Hall of Hela has roaring fires, never-ending flowing mead, and all the food you want. But anyway. Robert says, I'm a gay warrior. Awesome. Awesome. Me too, baby. You better go, Robert.
Love it.
And Kristen Johnson from Bigfoot and the Bunny. Kristen Johnson says, tell me about your mother. Is she hot? Freud. Yes. 100%. If you know anything about Sigmund Freud, it was always, he had this demented way of telling his patients that it was because they had this strange warped sexual fantasy about their mother. Yeah. So I don't know.
Laura says Loki, wasn't he a crazy deranged torturer?
No. Loki was cool as shit. Okay, so I have extensive experience in working with Loki on a deeply spiritual level.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also worked with Loki on a sexual level. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie about it. Whatever. It was great. But no, Loki was the one that was tortured. So for all intents and purposes, Loki is still bound underneath the cave. He was bound by the Aesir and the Vanir collectively for killing Odin's son, Balder. But yeah, Loki was actually a Jotun. But he became Odin's blood brother.
Yes.
And in the sagas, if you read in the sagas, it will say, Odin himself says, if you raise a horn of mead, and I have a horn, and in fact, I have a bottle of mead. Where the hell did I put it? I don't know where it's at right now. But in the sagas, it says, Odin says, when you raise a horn to me, you best raise one to my brother, Loki. Or it pisses Odin off.
Yeah.
So here it is. Yeah. Viking blood. I'm going to tell you, this is some of the best mead I have ever drunk in my life.
I'll have to try some next time I'm over.
Ceramic bottle. Great.
That's awesome.
I love it. So that is the 9 satanic statements. Really, I need me some but that's good to know because I thought he was the opposite. He's a trickster. Okay. Speaking of Loki, actually, in Anton LaVey's The Satanic Bible, he actually invokes Loki. He invokes Loki. He has this long list right before you get to like the satanic, the Black Mass stuff, where he invokes Loki and Abaddon and all these I disagree with him on that because the ancient Germanic people, the heathens, had no concept of a all-powerful entity that represented pure evil. Okay, here's a book. Can you see that? The Book of Lucifer. See, all this shit's in the Satanic Bible. It's fun. He's even got Enochian magic, angel magic in here. He's got the Enochian. Yeah, on the very back, he's got the Enochian keys to work with angels, to work with archangels and stuff. He's got all that in this book. So I just figured, we didn't really have a guest for tonight, so why not talk about the Anton LaVey and the Satanic Bible and let people know it's really nothing like most people think it is. It's not. Okay, so the infernal names. Okay, here we are. The infernal names. He has this. And okay, so he's got like CDs you can buy on Amazon. which were like records prior to that were converted. But he's on there calling out Abaddon and Ammon and Apollon and Osmodeus and Astaroth, Azazel, and it goes from A all the way to like Wen Lo Wang, a Chinese ruler of hell. I'm not even familiar with that shit. Her name is, or him, I don't know if it's a her or him, Wen Lo Wang. Wen Lo Wang, Chinese ruler of hell.
Interesting.
Then Yatzin, I don't know, it's Yatzin, an Aztec god of hell. I tried studying Aztec a little bit, but
I like it. I think it's really interesting.
It is interesting, but I recommend you study it because for some reason I just don't have the patience.
Yeah.
But let me show you some of these names. Is that showing up?
A little bit, yeah.
The infernal names. And like Amon. He calls these the infernal names, like Ammon or Ammon, which, Ammon, Egyptian ram-headed god of life and reproduction. But he calls them the infernal names. So, there's a lot of pagan influence in this book. A lot of pagan influence, in my opinion, in this book. So, and this book is old. It's been around forever. And in the back, you have a lovely picture of the man himself.
Love it.
Anton LaVey. So, Anton LaVey was a carny. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yep. He worked for like circuses. He had tigers and snakes and all that stuff. So psychodrama with his rituals would obviously be something that he would know a shit ton about,
Yeah, he has a background in showmanship.
Right, exactly. And he could play, the piano beautifully. Mm-hmm. Beautifully. Look him up sometime.
Yeah, I definitely will.
He did do his satanic rituals and whatever, and he claimed he didn't believe in them. Whether he did or not, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. There's a lot of misconceptions that on his deathbed. Okay, so one of the misconceptions that Anton LaVey, and I know it's bullshit because I did my research, weeks of research, that Anton LaVey said, "Oh my God, I was wrong. Forgive me," when he was on his deathbed dying. Then another one said that he kept tigers in his house. Then another one, that's right, very good. And another one said that he started reciting I don't remember how many's in the book because I haven't read this book in like 10 years, but the Enochian calls, the Enochian keys when he was on his deathbed. None of that shit ever happened. He did not repent for shit. He did not invoke any angelic key calls or angels or whatever. He didn't give a shit. The man died believing what the man believed. There you go. By the way, for those who are interested, you can on Amazon purchase candles with Anton LaVey's face on it.
Interesting.
And light them as a votive to the evil Anton LaVey. He also called himself the Black Pope. The Black Pope.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah. Speaking of black popes and anti-popes and black messiahs and all that, did you ever watch the show Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Yes.
The satanic one.
Yes, but I didn't finish it.
It's hilarious.
It's so good. I love it.
It's funny as hell. I bet you that pissed off a lot of people in the United States.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm surprised it's still on Netflix, to be honest.
Oh, is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Here's what I find interesting also. The show. Have you ever watched the show RuPaul's Drag Race?
Yes.
Okay. Normally I don't watch it, but Kevin likes it. He loves it. He watches it. RuPaul's Drag Race. Start your engine. I remember that part. And sometimes I'll catch 10, 20 minutes of it here and there. But the United States one, the RuPaul's Drag Race in the United States, everything's bleeped out, right? Mm-hmm. The one that they do in Europe, which you can get streaming, that they're watching right now, they don't bleep shit out. They don't believe
Really?
anything. No, Europe's so much more fucking evolved than the United States. It's sickening.
Yeah, well, you're not
It's
wrong.
sad. It's sad.
Yeah,
So
for a
much more
country
evolved.
that's supposed to be based on freedom, we don't have a lot of freedom.
There ain't no fucking freedom here, girl. It's bullshit.
Yep.
I don't want to get political because then I get pissed off.
We don't want that.
But so yeah, I know we're not going to be on very long tonight. We're going to close relatively early, but I just thought how fun it would be to bring to our beautiful, wonderful audience, whom we do respect, value, and love, some of the readings and some of the teachings out of the Satanic Bible.
Like
But hey, you know what? Here's the thing.
Right.
If you want to be a Satanist, rock out, baby. That's your business. If you want to be a Luciferian, I can give you some advice there. Buy any and all books you want by Michael W. Ford. I have his books too. Hey, I like the guy. I like Michael W. Ford. I like E.A. Coetting. I like Anton LaVey. I don't give a shit what people think. Then again, I like Jesus Christ. They're all cool to me. Buddha, whatever. Speaking of Michael W. Ford, real quick, Mistress B.
Yes.
He founded the Greater Church of Lucifer.
Okay.
And I believe it was Houston, Texas. Okay. It was so bad he got ran out. They literally threw bricks and various objects through the windows of his church. It was horrible. Horrible.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't start a satanic church in the Bible Belt.
Well, I mean, it was a Luciferian church, but still. Yeah.
Same.
But no, actually, it's a little different. You'll have to, you have to study or purchase a few of Michael W. Ford's books to understand what his version of Luciferianism is.
Okay, I'll check those out.
No, I have not watched that movie. But now I'm intrigued. So I don't care if you're a pagan. I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care if you're a Satanist. I don't care if you're Luciferian. Do you, baby. And be the best fucking you can be.
Absolutely.
Anything in closing, Mistress B?
No, I really enjoyed this. I learned a lot, and I'm definitely going to go buy that book.
Buy it. Seriously, guys. It's like $8. It's everywhere. You can buy it anywhere. And it's all right, hang on. I'll tell you how many pages it is. It's like 270 something pages. But relatively speaking, that's not a long book. And I keep flipping it because I love that book smell.
Oh, yeah.
God, I wish I could bottle that shit. Go now. I bought it on YouTube. I love it. Okay.
We'll have
Laura,
to watch
I will
that.
check it out. I love that attitude, Sandy Griffin. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy, for coming on. We really like you.
Yeah, we do. Thank you.
We like all of our viewers. We love all you guys. So big shout out to Laura, to Sarah, to Sandy, to Bigfoot and the Bunny podcast. If you haven't seen them, check them out. They're great. They're awesome. I've been on their show multiple times.
Yeah,
I have to be. What's that?
It's a really good podcast.
It is a good podcast. Love, light, and peace to everyone. That's right, baby. That's right, Robert. Love, light, peace to everybody. And we like y'all. Thank you, Sandy. So would you like to close us out with a satanic prayer? I'm just kidding. Hail ye. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for watching The Wizard's Table right here on RU Media Network. Big shout out to RU Media. Thank you, RU Media, for your love and faith in us. And thank you, David Wolliver of RU Media Network. And big kiss to everybody. I love you guys. Good night.
Good night.